Cool Cleo. The last great queen of Egypt was Cleopatra VII. The Greeks had conquered Egypt 250 years before, and she was the end of the line, the sticky end. Cleo took the throne when she was about 17 years old in 51 BC. She then married her brother, Ptolemy XIII, who was about 12. Cleo was probably not as beautiful a woman as everyone said she was. She had a long hooked nose, a thick neck, and looked more like a man. But Cleo was clever. She spoke 9 languages, and she was the first of her family to speak Egyptian. In fact, the Egyptians treated her like a pharaoh, even though she was from a Greek family and a woman. She worshipped the gods of Egypt. Cleo married new Roman leader Mark Antony in 37 BC, but they weren't a popular couple. Mark Antony was attacked by a Roman army of Julius Caesar's nephew Octavian, and he blamed Cleo for his defeat. To escape his anger, she locked herself in a treasure house and sent a message, "Cleopatra is dead." What happened next is one of the most famous stories in history. Antony heard Cleo was dead. He went to his room, crying he'd soon be with Cleopatra. He told his servant Eros, "Kill me, Eros!" But Eros replied, "Oh, I'd rather kill myself." So Eros stabbed himself, and Antony said, "Well done, Eros. You have shown your master how to do what you didn't have the heart to do yourself." So Antony stabbed himself in the stomach. Blow me! I'm not dead! Then a messenger arrived and announced, Sir, Cleo isn't dead. It was a lie. She wants to see you." And Antony cried, "I don't believe it!" Antony had himself carried to Cleo's treasure house. Cleo was afraid to open the door in case the Romans rushed in, but she and her 2 serving women let down ropes from the window and pulled him up. Cleopatra laid Antony on her bed, but it was no good. He died. Cleo was desperate. "Octavian has got me. He'll parade me through the streets of Rome like a common prisoner of war. I don't want that. I'd rather die." And Cleopatra did die. But how? Maybe not the way they tell you in the history books. The usual story, Cleo and the awful asp. Cleo ordered a feast. A man arrived with a basket of figs. Octavian's guards checked the basket and found nothing wrong with it, so they let in the delivery man. In fact, hidden among the figs was a slithering secret. A poisonous asp hidden in the basket. How did it get there? Did Cleopatra secretly sneak a snake in with a snack? But what would the queen want with a snake? Don't ask me that. She pressed the asp to her arm. Just one bite, and she was out like a light. Octavian's men found her dead on a golden bed, with her maid Iris dying at her feet. She was buried with Mark Antony, as she'd asked. We don't know what happened to the asp. You get the picture. Maybe you've heard the story. It's told in the play by William Shakespeare, Antony and Cleopatra. But is it true? Well, the horrible history truth is, no one wrote about Cleo's death at the time it happened, and the story of the asp was written 100 years after she died. So maybe Cleo didn't kill herself. It's a history mystery.